Okay.
Hey everyone, I'm Laura DeFranco, the CEO of Brave Healer Productions, where we are waking the world up to what's possible for healing. And here today to help me do that is Micki LaVres. Micki is the winner of the Spring Brave Healer Badass Writers Contest, you guys. She had her submission, which was titled Fear is an Option, right? Did I get that right?
Fear is optional.
Fear is optional. Okay, I forgot my 2 letters on that line. You can all read that on the Brave Healer blog. So you can head over to the website if you want to read her submission. Micki is currently writing her first book, a memoir, sharing the struggles and bravery over the last 30 years as a full-time caregiver for her husband, who is paralyzed from the chest down. She's hoping to help others by sharing her story. And she is a badass superhero caregiver, you guys. Those are her words. I love that. You know, I love the word badass anyway, Micki, right? Okay. So tell us a little bit about your story.
A little bit about it. Well, the book specifically, is about, it's sort of starts out as a love story. I met my husband in a time of my life where I was struggling, like a lot of women. I was 30 years old, and he was a godsend to me. And I was on top of the world. My life couldn't have been better. In fact, I remember one day saying to myself, this is too good to be true. And it was, unfortunately. 3 months later, after we met for 3 months, we were in a love romance. And then he was in a motocross accident. He broke his neck, and our lives changed drastically in that 1 second. So I became his full-time caregiver after he was released from the hospital 6 months later, and I have been taking care of him ever since. And my story is just about dealing with adversity, accepting the circumstances of life, and going on, and just share. And I guess the goal I have is to share that story, and if it helps one person deal with something in their lives that they're going through, it's worth it.
For sure.
And that's really my purpose right now, is to share that.
Well, even in honoring me by submitting a piece of that story and giving me those brave words, what you do for anybody who reads it is you give a perspective, and someone can sit and listen to their inner voice as they are given a perspective by your amazing words. That shift right there is a game changer. So you did that for me already. So bonus, right? And I can't wait for everyone else to read this. And we crafted a writers contest because we wanted just to serve all of our writers who were literally saying to me, hey, I want to be a better writer. I want to do this better. They're passionate. All writers are passionate about improving their craft and getting out there with their message. So thank you so much for submitting and being a part of it. So when did you start to write? Like, when did you become a writer?
I didn't really get serious about, when I was in middle school, I used to journal a lot, but when I got interested in boys, that stopped. And then I was so busy living my life, and having fun living life, that I didn't really start writing again until probably 10, 12 years ago. I got serious about it again. And my family's been prodding me for years to write a book. And I always said, why would anybody want to hear this? But I've done so much soul searching And that's what this forced me to do. This accident, this life, it forced me to go deep in my soul, to try and make sense of it, to just understand why this happens and how to deal with it. And I thought, maybe there is something here I can share. Maybe I can help somebody. And that's when I got more serious about it. And so probably for 10 years now, I've been piddling around. And when we had our shutdown during the pandemic, I had nothing else to do but stay home. And so I joined a writing group then, and I started writing, and I got 60,000 words written in about 6 months, but I think they're good words, and it's the beginning. It's like the first part of the book. And then I think there's going to be 3 parts. But now I forgot what the question was.
No, that's awesome. You're totally answering it. I love to hear a writer's journey. Mine started similarly with journaling, and I've been journaling since I was 15 years old, and it was all about boys too. I didn't stop then. I started to write in my journals about all that. That's funny to hear your story about it. But yeah, no, I get it. And I think that's also what I heard is, as that soul searching happens, and also you realize that the way that you're walking your walk in the world with the challenge that you've been given, and you're sorting it out, and you're coming up with your awareness practice and the solutions that you have come to in those moments, you realize that sharing that could help somebody. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, I think as a writer, you're like, all right, I have to figure out how to express this in a way that can help somebody, and that's it. That is it for me here, with my company, because brave words change the world. Yeah. And, yours are going to be no different. So in my writing world and in my community, we talk a lot about the power of writing to heal. So how's that been for you?
I know that will be a part of it. And I know that I've come to a point in my book now where I'm struggling to finish this section that I'm working on, which is working up to the accident. And it just brings up so much emotional sadness. It's, I lost so much. We both did. And I think once I get past that, I'm kind of at a block where I'm almost afraid to write those words because I know it's going to affect me in a huge way. But I also know that it's going to be a healing process. So that's where I'm at right now. And I think once I get past that initial accident, it'll be easier, I hope. I hope it will be easier.
Thank you for sharing these pieces, because a lot of the authors in our community run up against this exact same block. But what's so brilliant about what you just said is you are giving yourself permission to feel the sadness when you run up against it. And then, of course, we do get a little afraid to go there, both in the writing and the feeling, because that was a heart-shattering experience, right? Who wants to feel all that again and again and again? But what I know to be very true about this process, having spent 30 years in holistic healing, is that the deeper layers of it are released. And you feel, because you just even said it, you can feel the healing momentum behind what you're about to do. Mm-hmm. It's like, whoa, right? We can feel this. So, oh my goodness, don't get me started on this topic. I tell you, I could talk all day about this one. It's just so powerful. So kudos to you for all of it.
Thank you. It's almost like I'm afraid. I'm afraid to go there because I wonder what's on the other side. What is it? How am I going to be the same? Am I going to change? Is something not in me? So, there's a little bit of fear there, a lot of fear, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, fear. So I've written an entire book about fear, how to have fun with your fear. What I'll say
to read that.
But I'll say to you and everyone about that is that that's your compass. So as you feel that feeling in your body, just know that moving toward that is the transformation. And so when you get onto the other side of it, of course, you'll be able to look back and go, oh, okay. But right now, when you're facing that wall of fire, you know, it feels impossible, but you got this, girl. I can already tell. And
because I'm a badass.
Exactly, because you're a badass, and you know, you already know the purpose of it. So your why is that fire, and it's amazing. So have you shared any pieces of the story aside from the contest in any other way to anyone yet?
Yeah, I have. I was in a workshop, you know, during the shutdown, and that's what I was writing. And I submitted a post every day, just about. And there were a lot of other people reading what I was writing, and I got a lot of really good feedback. So it was very helpful. It kept me going.
Awesome.
You know, but then I had to go back to work, and things kind of slowed down, the writing.
Yeah.
You know, I can get a lot of work writing done when I'm not working.
I think that was a gift for a lot of people that I know, to have the extra time to do passion projects.
But it got me started, and it was a blessing for me.
Yes.
You know, that time forcing me to stay home and do something. So it was good. It was a blessing in disguise.
So he knows you're writing about him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's cool with that.
Yeah. He's okay with it.
Pretty cool.
Except it's funny. Every time I ask him a question about his past life, you know, if I'm flashing back about something about him, it's so funny. He always, I said, well, how old were you then? Every time he says, I think I was about 25. Everything. It's just a joke now. I was about 25.
I was about 25.
Yeah.
Same answer for all the moments. Yes.
Yes.
So listen, in your submission story, your moment of aha was, I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Right.
Can you tell us more about that?
Well, you know, coming from at one time, I was a very religious person, not spiritual, but religious. And that was a rock for me for a long time. But there was something inside of me that was, it's hard to explain. I knew that I had to when I started, you know, going in deep, seeking my, you know, my soul, the real me, the you know, being inside, I knew there was something more that I was missing. And I kept searching for it, but there was a part of me that was afraid because of all the religiosity, the Christian theology, the rules, you know, all those rules you have. So I was afraid. There was a part of me that was afraid of learning more. And and not just that, there was actually a lot more. The fear of my life, how I had to live my life, the fear of the challenges I was being faced with, the fear of not living the life I had planned. You know, there was a lot of things that I was afraid of. The future, what's going to happen, what about money, you know, all that stuff. And when I had that aha moment, it was honestly like I just, a curtain opened, or, you know, the fog lifted, like I said. And I realized in just one moment that there was nothing to be afraid of. It's really hard to explain, but it was almost, it was like I stepped into another realm almost. And I just know now that no matter what happens, everything's going to be fine. There's nothing to be afraid of. And I don't have to be afraid of doing the wrong thing. Whatever I do is fine. You know, I think we all have choices, but I don't think there's a good choice and a bad choice. It's just a choice. And whatever we choose, I'm at a loss.
I get it. And I love what you're talking about. What a peace and an ease and a freedom in that, getting to that place
Yeah.
of feeling that way. You don't have to be in your head so much about the what if this happens or what if that happens, right? There's a freedom in that aha moment
Because
that
it's
you
all
had.
right. Because no matter what happens, it's all good.
Exactly. It's all for you. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, people spend a lifetime practicing the mindset of that and really understanding that, you know, the baggage you're putting on, the meaning you're putting onto something that's happening is the good or the bad meaning. It's what you're doing to make that event mean something, right? That's creating usually suffering in some form. So I love the freedom of not attaching to something being good or bad. It's just all for us.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. So
there's a saying, it didn't happen to me. It happened for me, right?
Yes, exactly it. So what advice might you offer to another caregiver? Give me like the top couple things that you've learned that have helped you.
Well, never lose hope. That would be probably top of the list. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. That's, if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. It's like they say, put your own oxygen mask on first before you put it on the passenger next to you, right?
Did you learn that one the easy way or the hard way? For you personally? Like, have you always been good at that, or did you kind of?
No, I haven't. In fact, I've always prior to this, I gave a lot more than I received. Maybe that's why I'm able to be a caregiver, you know, because I do that. But I honestly started to burn out. And I knew that I had to do something different if I was going to be able to take care of my husband. And I figured it out pretty quickly that it was, you know, I have to take care of me too. And so I become a little selfish in a way. You know, when I know I need time, I just say, it's not like I go on vacations. I don't. I haven't had a vacation in 30 years. I haven't had a day off in 30 years, really. You know, but even if it's little, going to my office and writing, or just taking a bath or a walk or whatever I need to do to clear my mind, you know, exercising, reading, visiting, having fun with my friends. It's little things. Those little things make a big difference. But you know, so I figured it out pretty quick.
Yeah, you have to survive.
Right. Or I wouldn't be here.
Yes. Yeah, that's amazing. And it's always worth a reminder to everyone in terms of just filling your cup so that you can serve others from the overflow, not the reserves. So is there anything else you want to share about what you have going on right now, about the book process, all your goals?
I don't think so.
When's it
covered everything?
When's your timeline? When should we look for this book?
Oh boy, that's a good question. It depends on how much time I have free. Let's see. My goal originally was to have it finished by the end of this year. And I know that's a realistic goal. So hopefully I have everything written by then. And because I'll have a lot of time off this summer. I'm a school bus driver also. And so I have all summer off. So nice. I can really focus on, you know, writing and taking some workshops, intuitive writing.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I think by the end of this year, I'll be close to being finished. So hopefully by next year, hopefully 2023, I will have my book published.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. I know everyone is going to be ready and waiting for that. You guys, I have you hooked up with Micki's website down below, MickiLaVres.com. So just slide down so that you can get that link. And that way she can keep us up to date with her book announcements and everything else. Micki, thank you so much for being here and sharing about your piece. Congrats for winning the contest. And thank you for being brave about your words.
Well, thank you, Laura. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
So everyone, if you want to continue the conversation about being brave, sharing your words with us over at Brave Healer Productions, make sure to join our Brave Badass Healers, a community for world changers on Facebook. I got you hooked up down here with that link as well. And you're going to find an invitation to the Monday Morning Super Boost, which is a free business building and networking event for healers every first Monday of the month on Zoom, 9 to 10 Eastern. Would love to see you guys over there. We have an incredible community of pretty stellar human beings. Yeah, I get jazzed about that every month. And lastly, today, everyone, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. What if the thing you're still a little afraid to share is exactly what someone needs to hear to change or even save their life? It is time to be brave. We'll help you share that story in a bigger way. See you next time, everyone. Thank you, Micki.
Thank you.